Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robin Wansley, and I am the chair of the Administration and Enterprise Oversight Committee, also known as AO. I'm going to call to order our regular meeting scheduled for today, Monday, January 29th, 2024. Clerks, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Vita,
Present.
Ellison,
Here.
Cashman,
Here.
Trictai,
Here.
Vice Chair Palmisano, and Chair Wansley.
Present.
We have 6 present.
Thank you, clerks. Let the record reflect that we do have quorum. There are 18 items on our consent agenda today, which I will read for the public record. One is a passage of resolution related to gift acceptance from Project Safe Neighborhood Funds for police travel expenses. Number 2 is a passage of resolution related to gift acceptance from Harper's Magazine of travel expenses. 3 is accepting the low bid for Broadway Street Northeast Signals, Storm Sewer, and Curb Ramp Improvement Project. 4 is accepting the low bid for the Target Center escalator light replacement. 5 is accepting sole bid for epoxy gray 60 reinforcing bars and other materials. Number 6 is accepting bid for occasional property maintenance. 7 is authorizing contract with Examinetics, Inc. for Respirator Protection Program services. 8 is authorizing contract with Legent Subsidiary Holdings LLC, ICS, for Owners Project Representative Services for the City Hall Life Safety Renovation Project. 9 is authorizing contract amendment with AVR Inc. for Ready Mixed Concrete. 10 is authorizing contract amendment with M Health Fairview for COVID-19 and influenza vaccination services. 11 is authorizing contract amendment with Otis Elevator Company to complete elevator modernization in the Hoff parking ramp. 12 is authorizing contract amendment with McQueen Equipment LLC for Pierce OEM fire apparatus parts and service. Number 13 is authorizing contract amendment with JPMI Construction Co. for exhaust fan upgrade in the Hennepin at 10th parking ramp. 14 is approving legal settlement, Garrison Property and Casualty Insurance Co. versus City of Minneapolis. 15 is approving legal settlement, Mahmoud Khan versus the City of Minneapolis. 16 is approving a legal settlement for Andrew Sands versus City of Minneapolis et al. 17 is approving a legal settlement, Christelle Pope versus City of Minneapolis et al. And 18 is approving a legal settlement, Ellen Velasco Thompson versus City of Minneapolis. With that, those are all of the items. Is there any discussion on these items? And I see Councilmember Ellison.
Could we pull item 15 just for a brief discussion? Or, separate
Yes.
roll call.
Yes, so I will pull number 15 for discussion. Any other questions from colleagues? Nope. Okay, so with that, I will move all items minus item 15 for approval. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those not in favor say nay.
Aye on everything except 15 and 16.
Oh,
15, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 16 and 17. Thank you. You pulled 15.
clerks, can you review that vote again?
Madam Chair, I have 6 ayes on all items except for 16 and 17, where I have 5 ayes and 1 nay.
Awesome. So those items carry and are approved. With that, we can take up item number 15 before we move to the rest of the agenda. Councilmember Ellison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As you all know, Mahmoud Khan is a former landlord in North Minneapolis that has a long history, and I think that a lot of my constituents would be, I'd be remiss to not at least fully understand the nature of the settlement. I'm sure that our council and city staff have done their adequate due diligence, but before we're going to pay this person any $37,000, I'd like a little bit more time to understand how we arrived at this point, and so I'll just be moving forward without recommendation, so that because I don't want to hold up the work, but I also would like to not in a place where I feel like I could vote affirmatively for this.
Thank you, Councilmember Ellison. Before we take up your motion, Councilmember Vita.
Thank you, Chair Wansley. I just want to fix a wrong vote. So Pope is going to be a yes for me if there's no objection to that.
That's fine.
Thank you.
With that, clerks have an updated vote. Back to item 15 with Councilmember Ellison. I think it would be good if the city attorney could provide some additional context on that particular legal settlement, and then we can take up your motion.
Thanks, Chair Wansley. Yes, so this proposed settlement that's before you has an RCA that's on the agenda, and this is an RCA that does have quite a bit of background information, so I will direct the committee's attention to the background information. But by way of summary, there was a Public Works-led water project in the vicinity of the property at issue 1714 Oliver Avenue North in the 5th Ward. In the process of the project, which my understanding was that they were relining the water main down the center of the street. In order to do that, they had to disconnect all of the properties that have their lateral service from that water main from that service, and they provided temporary water to those properties. This included Mr. Khan's property, the address I mentioned. His water had been off well prior to that based on rental license revocation. And then when Public Works came in, he had not been provided temporary water there, but when Public Works came in and restored water from the main, turned it on so that everybody's service resumed, that included his property. So it flooded the basement. It's my understanding it flooded it all the way to the ceiling. And he was not given any notice of any kind prior to restoration of the water service. So it's a property damage claim.
Thank you, with City Attorney Nilsen. With that, you would still like to make the motion for without recommendation. I believe I need a second.
Second.
All right, that item has been seconded. If we can take a roll call vote on that item.
Councilmember Vita,
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
Cashman,
Aye.
Chuktai,
Aye.
Vice Chair Palmisano,
Aye.
and Chair Wansley.
Aye.
We have 6 ayes.
All right, that item will be moved forward to full council without recommendation. So with that, we will move on to the remaining items on our agenda, which is item number 19, which is a staff purchasing letter and joint purchasing reports. I don't believe we had any staff to present on this one, so I'm looking to see if there's any questions about this. Awesome. It's a standard receive and file, so no presentation. Oh, am I seeing? All right. Councilmember Chuktai.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just wondering, since this item I apologize, we're not at the discussion item yet. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I got confused earlier too. So with that, receive and file, no action is needed. Now we will move on to our discussion items, with 20 being the 2023 quarterly donations report. This is related to the 4th quarter of 2023, and this is a standard quarterly report that compiles all donations made to the city value under $15,000. I know I had some questions about this. From my understanding, there were some other committee members that also had questions related to some of the gifts that were reflected in the RCA for this item. So I have asked staff to be here to provide a brief presentation and overview of this item. So if that staff person, which I believe some of those people will be MPD, but yes, if that staff member can come forward and give that brief presentation and overview, and then we can segue over into questions.
My name is Lyle Hodges from Finance and Property Services. I bring forth this resolution once a quarter, as you noted, to accept donations made to the city valued under $15,000 in compliance with Minnesota statutes. Generally, we accept donations of either a monetary or in-kind nature, And the important thing on timing with the statutory obligation that we have is that we have to accept them prior to using them. So that's why the timing, for the most part, isn't urgent. And so we just accept them once a quarter through this resolution. And I compiled a list of items that staff around the city send to me. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Before I dig into my questions, first I wanted to see any committee members have any immediate questions. Nope. Awesome. I know my questions were definitely related to the items related to MPD. So I believe we have someone here represented from the department. So I'll wait until they come up before I.
Good afternoon, Chair Wansley, council members. I'm Deputy Chief John Kingsbury. I oversee the patrol division.
Thank you, Deputy. Okay, so the first question I had was related to the chocolate shield. I just wanted some context about that item.
So my understanding from that is this community member wanted to do something nice over the holidays, and this was an opportunity for her to do it and use her, I guess she's a chocolatier or a baker, and she put together these badges for each officer in the department and then handed them out at the precincts.
Awesome, that's sweet. My next questions were related to the Mountain Patrol, knowing that this committee's predecessor, Pogo, we talked a lot about Mountain Patrol specifically. So for this item, I saw that no value was listed. So I just wanted to know what would, MPD typically pay for a patrol horse, and is it typical to not include these costs?
Chair Wansley, that one might be a little difficult for me to answer based on the financial aspects. I do know that in the past, when we have directly purchased a horse, it could be anywhere from just a couple $1,000s up to $13,000 or $14,000.
Okay, and then with this item too, while it's donated, I'm assuming there is an ongoing cost, such as, the cost for boarding and feeding and veterinary services. So wanted to know where the documentation where that was located in regards to those costs that's going to be now transitioned over to MPD related to this donated horse.
Chair Wansley, the documentation for those specific items are kind of in different areas. For instance, like the boarding for the horse would be under that horseman contract that we discussed in front of Pogo last fall. As far as the veterinary bills, some of that is taken care of through that contract. Others are through a separate veterinarian, as well as like the furrier who basically takes care of the horse, the mane, the coat, the hooves, things like that. So I can work with our finance director and find out specifically where those contracts would be found.
Mm-hmm. And do you know right off bat, because I recall that contract we approved for a 2-year extension with an additional 1-year extension kind of addendum, but it was for 4 horses, at least the care for 4 horses I recall in that contract. Do you know if this will be additional to that, or kind of did a horse die or something and this will be taking that spot?
So what is going on with this particular one is there is a horse retiring, and then this horse will replace that horse once it is trained up and the other horse officially retires.
Okay. I did not know there was a retirement process for horses. All right. Those were all the questions I had. Just wanted to provide some additional context for the public since we did take up this item in Pogo in terms of the contract and wanted to make sure that the ongoing cost was reflected in documentation that was not provided with the RCA. So that sounds like you'll be working with Robin or Robin's soon-to-be replacement to maybe get that up.
Yeah, Chair Wansley, I can definitely do that. Just for your knowledge and the rest of the committee's knowledge, the cost with receiving this donated horse will not go up from what we previously have. The herd will still maintain at 12.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be any additional costs.
Okay. Thank you so much, Deputy.
Okay.
Awesome. With that, we have item 21, which is a contract with a Mother's Love initiative for syringe and needle cleanup and disposal services. This is also a new contract for this particular service. I understand that we also had staff here from likely public health to share a brief presentation on that. And
Madam
you-
Chair,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, could we do a roll call for the contract related to, I'm sorry, the passage of the resolution for gift acceptance? Gift
I'm going
acceptance?
to kind of take both at the
Oh,
end, but sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do them together at the end.
Okay.
Sorry.
Awesome. With that, I believe we have Commissioner Chaplin here to give a presentation on the syringe and needle cleanup.
I think I'm going to sit here. Is that okay?
That's fine.
So the health department is asking for approval, authorization for a contract with the Mother's Love to provide syringe cleanup, syringe and needle cleanup and disposal. Syringe litter creates a public hazard, risk of injury and spread of disease. It's a primary prevention strategy for us, for the city, around opioids. The city started its syringe cleanup in 2020 after growing concerns about the amount of syringe litter in certain neighborhoods. On July 7th, a request for proposal was issued for syringe and needle education services. We had 2 vendor proposals. Responses were received in response to the RFP. And then pending council approval and basic signature, the contract will be executed with the chosen vendor. Go next. The selected agency will be responsible for safe pickup and disposal for used needles, servicing disposal kiosks, conducting cleanup sweeps, and then providing education and proper disposal methods. Picking up needles without proper training could be dangerous, and so when people come across syringes in the community or need information on drop-off locations, we ask that they contact 311. So additional resources, professional needle disposal kits can be found at 5 fire stations around the city, with each carrying 5 kits that will be handed out at a first-come, first-served basis. The stations that we have in Minneapolis are Station 2, Station 6, Station 7, Station 14, and Station 17. Syringe drop boxes are an effective way to decrease syringe litter, and you can find drop boxes in neighborhoods around the city. The Minneapolis Health and Fire Departments team up to make a video on how to safely dispose of needles if you come across them. Create your own safe needle pickup kit, safely pick up needles, and then throw them away. And I'll stop there.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. I wanted this particular item on the discussion because I know it's something that residents reach out about pretty frequently, and just wanted to make sure there was an opportunity provided to the public about, the ways in which the city is supporting syringe and needle cleanup services. And as you emphasized again, residents, if you see those around your neighborhood, please call 311 and report the location. So I'm really excited to see contracts like this that we're considering today that's also going to provide that additional help needed that residents have asked for. So really excited about that. Just before we take up both items, any questions? Oh, I see Councilmember Vito.
Thank you, Chair Wansley, and thank you, Commissioner, for this presentation. This is really good, especially since I visited Ninkasi on Friday and saw quite a bit of needles just kind of like in the surrounding area and in the camp. Is this the only group that we're contracting with to do this work?
Currently, yes. Right now, yes.
This feels like a big job for one group of people. So I would really encourage us to look at how we can add some. This feels like a lot of pressure for one group of people to cover the entire city. So I'd love to talk to you about how we can maybe get some additional groups doing this work. And then, so people would just have to call 311 for cleanup is there any other way that people can report?
Not to my knowledge. 311 is the way that you call, and then there's a response that goes out. A Mother's Love would be the group that comes out to do the cleanup for you. The website that we have helps individuals, if they want to pick them up themselves, that they can do that. It gives them instructions on how to do that, but currently that's all we have.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little concerning too, because 311 is not a mechanism that a lot of people are comfortable with or they get frustrated with. And so just maybe we should think about some other ways in which we can get people, to report, or how we work with our fire stations directly on reporting, and some of our neighborhood groups that work in recovery and addictions, that provide those type of resources. Overall, I think it's really good work. It's definitely a good start, but I think we're going to need much more of this. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I see Councilmember Cashman.
Thank you, Chair Wansley, and thanks for the presentation. Yeah, I definitely agree with Councilmember Vita. There's a lot more work that we could be doing here too. Station 6 is in my ward, in Ward 7, and I'm just wondering if there's an opportunity there to partner also with the fire station and a community group in my neighborhood that could support. So that's one question, and then just because it was probably on the PowerPoint and I went super fast for me, but what is the process for people to actually bring back needles that they've collected, and how do they safely dispose of them?
So number one, the way that they safely dispose of them, there's a process where they have to use gloves if they see them in their own property, and then they put them in a shops container. We call it a shops container, but it's a rigid shops container. They can bring it to another disposal site to have them disposed of. A Mother's Love will come out, and then they will do the actual pickup of those needles throughout the city and at those kiosks as well throughout the city.
So for a community safety group in my neighborhood, for example, for them to participate in this, should they get in touch with the fire station or with a Mother's Love or the city?
They would get in touch with a Mother's Love. They can get in touch with the health department, or they can contact the fire department.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then also, Commissioner, just wanted to know from, and granted, I just want to let committee members know that at some point we will have a presentation around 311 data. I think it's always good to have evidence driving our decisions around either funding or the expansion of initiatives, especially like this. So just wanted to get a sense of, did you see an uptick based off of data trends, either through 311 from last year or 2023, of, an uptick in this particular service? Because it seems like people are concerned about the volume and whether or not the contractors we have, if that's sufficient. So just want to make sure is data kind of also affirming that.
Yeah, we typically are seeing about 15,000 needles picked up per year, and so I agree that we should be thinking about other ways of activating other services in the city to assist with this. And when we see these larger encampments that we have seen before, we tend to see an increase in the number of needles. I don't have access to the actual data to show that disparities yet, but we typically get about 15,000 needles per year, and we've seen those numbers go up over the last several years.
And is this data being tracked through? Because I know we had a different contractor before a Mother's Love, so just interested. Of course, 311 is a data source. Where else are we getting kind of the information that gets to that 15,000?
Yeah, that would be through the reports, and so we haven't consolidated those yet to see if there's differences between the two contractors. And so since I've been here, Braun was the previous contractor, and so we haven't had the data yet from a Mother's Love, but that's part of their contractor reporting.
Is the contractor relaying the data directly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Awesome. Yes, I think at another time we can absolutely be able to have that data be reflected from the contractor's perspective. You said the last vendor still hasn't provided its full data set yet.
I haven't received it yet, and I assume that my staff haven't gotten it yet either.
Okay, so the 15,000 is based off of like the first quarter of 2023, like a first quarter report, or?
It was from a previous year. I think it was from the previous, so they did this in 2000, I gotta remember when their contract was. The 15,000 was based on a previous contract.
Okay, but we don't know the date range. It could be 2019, 2018, or I can't recall when their contract started.
Yeah, I don't have that information in front of me.
Okay, so that would be good to be able to base, especially if we're talking about budget decisions, off of the most recent data set, or at least the most recent 2 years or so. So definitely, it seems like that's something that if you could follow up with, council members as well as myself with a memo to see if there's any trends recently or upon you receiving from the prior vendor more up to date, accurate reporting on those numbers. And I see Councilmember Cashman.
Thank you for giving me a second opportunity to speak. I'm just wanting to, I guess, affirm that I would like to see what the contract was in previous years and what reporting mechanisms were used in terms of data collection on the impact, so we can scale up the work to be more effective. Thanks.
Awesome. So love having follow-up emails that we can share out that hopefully can have that prior contract information. I'm assuming, and it sounds like, again, that prior contract, the data was reported directly to Public Health and Safety, and then, Public Health Department, and then you all kind of did an aggregate analysis from there.
Yes.
So if you have that on file, that would be great to send that to all of us. And then maybe we could work with the clerks to also be able to add that as like a supporting document so it could be on LIMS too. Awesome. Well, I don't see any additional questions on that item. With that, we can move, or I move both 20 and 21 for approval. With that, can I have a roll call, clerk?
Councilmember Vita,
Aye.
Ellison,
Aye.
Cashman,
Aye.
Chigtai,
Aye.
Vice Chair Palmisano,
Aye.
and Chair Wansley.
Aye.
We have 6 ayes.
All right, with that, we have concluded all business on our committee's agenda for today. And if there's no objections, I will adjourn it. All right.